Director's report, Julie.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you about what's been going on at ACNC over the past year. This is an overview of 2011, not the fiscal year, which as we know is 2011-2012. So but we wanted to look at 2011 because it's definitely been a year of growth and a year of looking internally and a year of looking at how we as an organization can continue to improve our operations and continue to do better as an organization. I just wanted to start off by reminding us all of our mission, and the mission is to promote and protect the health, safety, and welfare of pets and people in New York City. That relationship between animals and people, be it a really positive relationship on the adoption side, or in some cases a negative relationship on the animal cruelty, or even on the turning an animal into an animal shelter side, is something that we look at very closely, and we look at that relationship between the pets and the people and how we can strengthen that. ACNC is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we obviously have a contract with the City of New York to perform animal control services that is outlined in an agreement. We are broken up in 3 divisions, and that's the way we look at our operations. We look at our operations based on the operations division, and that division looks at the care centers, all of our facilities, our placements, our medical department, and our field services. Our administration department looks at our HR, our technology, our finance, purchasing, and all of the other areas that fall under administration. And development and communications focuses on fundraising, communications. Our volunteer department falls under that division, and looks at any other outreach programs that we might offer or might be involved in the community. So to look at these different divisions, I just wanted to highlight a few of the things that we've been working on. The team has been really working hard, again, to strengthen our operations, strengthen our administration, and do a better job. And some of the basic things that we've been looking at from an administrative standpoint is clearly we have had an emphasis on hiring, and in the coming year, there's going to be a huge emphasis on hiring. As part of the bill that Dan Cass just mentioned to us, we'll be looking at hiring over 119 individuals on our team. So the infrastructure that it takes to ramp up that type of hiring is something that we're looking at right now, and looking at how we can attract quality individuals to our team, and all of the information is going to be on our website about what positions are currently available and what positions will be available in the future. We always recognize that we have to have competent and quality staff that can do a good job, and one of the things that I'm really focused on is giving our staff the tools to do the best job that they can do. So we've been focusing a lot on staff training and ways that we can educate our staff to understand our mission, to understand how to do their job better, and to move forward with that. We've been going paperless, which is something that is a monster job for us to work towards, and is something that we want to thank a lot of volunteers who have come in. We have partnered with quite a different volunteer groups who have been coming in every Monday and I think every Wednesday to help us go through all of our records and become paperless. But it's a big job, and it's something that we're working towards. We're looking at our job descriptions, but as I said before, the next 4 years and the increase in the jobs is really going to take over our world for a little while, because we are really going to be trying to beef that up and do it as quickly as possible. We're going to have a presentation in a couple of minutes about our financial health, but you're going to see that we are pretty strong throughout the past year, and the only area that was lower than expected is the personnel expenses, in the sense that we had some open positions that weren't filled, and that had some cost savings involved with that. To look at our statistics, we continue to see a decrease in animals, specifically dogs and cats I'm talking about here, that have come through our door. In 2011, our numbers were actually down to 31,561 animals coming through our door. I think it is part of our goal to try to prevent animals from coming into the shelter and keep them in their homes, and we do work with partners out in the community to try to strengthen, again, those relationships in the community so that they don't have to be displaced and come into the shelter in the first place. We have seen a decline in adoptions, and we've been spending a lot of time talking to our partners, our New Hope partners, and other animal organizations out there in the community, and it does appear that a lot of different groups are seeing a decline in adoptions, and I think I've said before in different presentations, we're not 100% sure why, but we are definitely working to try to look at that and try to increase adoptions. As part of our plans in 2012-2013 fiscal year, we're going to be putting a huge increase in our adoption efforts, and I think that will definitely help with getting more animals adopted through our adoption centers. Some of the things that we're looking at, we call our adoptions really placement, because it's all about placement. It's not just adoptions through our care. It's also about increasing our New Hope partnerships and getting animals out in appropriate areas as best as we can. These are things that we've done in the past year. We've introduced a new placement policy which clearly defines for people how we make our placement decision, and that document that's been created is on our website for anybody to see so that we can be transparent in how we make our placement decisions. We've added some employees to our New Hope program to make it stronger so that we can communicate more with our New Hope partners. We've introduced a new foster program that we are still trying to get new individuals out to be part of our foster program, and we've done a couple of things like had a foster orientation specifically. We had another one of those just a couple of weeks ago to try to get individuals in to be foster parents. This is the time of the year where we need to get individuals in because, as we all know, summertime is really busy, and that's when we're in need most of foster parents. We've increased our coverage for our SAFER assessments and added a SAFER team, another SAFER team at each of the care centers so that we can increase the timeliness of our SAFER assessments that impact animals being placed up for adoption. Thanks to a private grant, we now have dog walkers in Brooklyn, and I'm happy to announce that we got another grant to be allowed to have dog walkers in our Manhattan facility, and that position is going to be posted today or tomorrow, actually. We've been partnering with the Mayor's Alliance for Animals, for New York City Animals, and with the ASPCA to bring back lost and found services. That is a volunteer-run program, and the volunteers are doing a stellar job in trying to match people who have lost their pets with animals that are either in our care, and it's even bigger than that, it's animals that are posted all over on the different sites, and they've been doing a great job of getting animals back home that way. Our adoption fees are now more inclusive than they've ever been before. They now get more services as part of the adoption. They are getting feline leukemia FIV testing as part of it. They're getting the Go Home leash. They're getting the box. They're getting 1 month free pet insurance. They are getting a new packet of information. They're getting a DVD of information. So we've been really working and trying to get our adoption fees to include services that in the past they might have had to pay for or they wouldn't have gotten at all. So we're really trying to do a better job of adoption there. Our field department continues to amaze me in the types of things that they do out there in the community. I mean, they truly are keeping our streets safe every single day. They're doing everything from animal rescues to law enforcement issues to working on odd animals that seem to be out there in the New York City community. And you can see this list and our next list of just the different types of calls that they have responded to. Each of these calls was within a month, was each month, so I didn't put, but it was like January, February, March, April, and this is part of what they do every single day, and I think they don't get enough recognition for the work that they particularly do out in the community. 2011 brought up Hurricane Irene, And Hurricane Irene was definitely an interesting overview for me of the organization that I work for, because it really was amazing to me to see the staff and the volunteers and the community all working together to ensure the safety of animals that are potentially displaced in a hurricane situation. We worked within the city emergency management system, and these are just some pictures of the actual day. We had staff at our facilities 24 hours. It was actually longer than 24 hours, working, intaking animals out there in the field in the middle of the hurricane. And as you can see on the picture on the right, our fabulous volunteers even came out to assist, walked in the rain, did what they could do. So we thank the staff and the volunteers for all the work they did on Hurricane Irene. 2011 was all about building the infrastructure in our communications and development department so that we could work towards doing a better job of increasing donations and attracting donors and getting the messages out there of who CCNC is and how people can get involved and how people can adopt pets from us. You can see here a list of all the different things that we did in 2011. A couple of things that I wanted to highlight is that we really did have an emphasis on trying to update our website, and we created a weekly adoption flyer for anybody to be able to sign on to and get and post out into the community. And as we move forward with our plans, we'll also include some real education messaging on spay-neuter and licensing so that we can combine with the law that's expected down the road. AT&T created a couple of different restricted funds for individuals who want to restrict their funding for a particular purpose, and I just wanted to highlight one of those funds, the STAR program. STAR stands for Special Treatment and Recovery, and this is where individuals can donate to the particular care to make an individual animal with some serious illness or an injury and make them better. And these are just some of the pictures of the animals that were helped in the STAR Fund. So we have a lot of plans for the coming year, and these are things that really are going to be completed in the first quarter of the coming year. As you can see, we've been working really hard to try to, again, increase our operation efficiency and to do a better job out there in the community, and we have a lot of plans coming up. Probably the most amount of work that we've been working on is creating, and ultimately we will be implementing a plan to address the new bill and all the operations that come along the bill. So we have created a plan that we're still working on. Next year is going to be our probably biggest implementation of that plan in relation to the amount of money that comes in, which is then going to allow us to hire that many more people to be able to make the operations work. So we're very excited about the opportunity to be able to add more people and to do a better job based on the extra funding that has come in. We still have general challenges that we face every day. We struggle, I've been talking a bunch about hiring, we struggle with attracting and retaining staff, and it's something that we look at and that we're working towards and trying to make the work experience at AT&T a better one. We are continuously trying to attract different donors and new donors and people who are willing to be part of us and work towards donating to help the animals and make the place a better place. The economy and family issues or community issues still are impacting individuals in why they're turning in pets to our facility and why they're not coming back and getting pets in the facility. So I think that's definitely a global issue that we need to be looking at. And then, of course, managing such a significant expansion is a big deal, and it's something that we're working hard to try to manage and manage appropriately. Somehow this was out of place, but I wanted to show you the euthanasia statistics, and you will see that euthanasia continues to go down each year, and we hope we can continue to sustain that and keep that going down and down and down and keep going down. And then I would be remiss if I didn't end with showing you some of the animals that were placed or have come into animal care and control and were ultimately placed into new families. So these guys are the reason why we do what we do, and we're going to continue to work really hard to try to make sure that more lives are saved. Thank you.
I've got one question.